Hello and welcome to another video. So the last time I played the mapless dungeon from I created an AI generated mapless dungeon inspired by the RPG Crown and Skull, and I let the AI generate a Dark Souls inspired 4-room dungeon. Not 4-room dungeon, mapless dungeon. I keep thinking 4-room because it's always D4 and D4, but it's a mapless dungeon. But I made a mistake. I wrote some notes since the last time. Yeah, the last thing that happened was that I opened the heavy iron gate because I rolled a 4 on location, and then I rolled 1 on the other D4, so it was an hollow ambush I had to defeat before getting to the gate. And then I won the battle. I was very hurt, injured. It was a tight, exciting battle, and then I opened the gate and went down the stairs because I thought that I would go into the next main area, the lower Town Burg. But that was actually a mistake because I'm not going from this exit over to this new area. It could have been that way, but I actually created 4 of these mapless dungeon locations of 4 areas for every main area. So the Town Burg, the upper normal Town Burg, inspired by the Undead Burg in Dark Souls, of course, was just one area, and it was the lower gatehouse. I forgot all about that. I read the text, but I didn't read the header up here, lower the gatehouse. So I didn't go to the lower Town Burg now, but just to the next area, the Stone Bridge, because there's actually 4 areas to this. Okay, I think I've explained it enough. So let's say I went through the Iron Gate. Okay. And then I went down the stairs, just like I said the last time. And then I'm venturing on to the Stone Bridge. So I'm putting the old one aside. So it says, a narrow stone bridge stretches across a deep chasm, the remains of an old battlement. The wind howls, carrying with it the scent of decay and the faint sound of distant growls. Crumbled masonry and twisted iron litter the path ahead. On entry to this area, roll 2d4 until an area exit is rolled. Okay. So there's this long, thin bridge, and it smells like corpses. And I'm standing there, still out of breath, out of energy, aka 0 hit points. And I'm also stalled. Well, the stalled injury goes away now. But this is very, very dangerous. Also, there's another reason for that, because in the Crown and Skull book, it says that like rolling high on the D4 is a good thing, like getting to the exit is good, and 1 should be the worst outcome, of the worst place, and the encounters should also be the worst ones. Like here it says the Black Knight on a 4, it should be 1 actually. And then it should be a bit weaker enemies on 2 and 3, and then 4 should be some kind of treat. It should be treasure or a good NPC or whatever. But I think it just created enemies on all 4, so that's a mistake. I didn't tell the AI to do that. But I think I'll use this die. Well, actually, it's mostly negative because it's got 2 monsters on it, and then it got a trap. An NPC that could be positive, nothing or special could be positive, and treasure could be positive. Okay, so 50% of the times it would be actually maybe a positive thing, and then 50% would be a negative thing. So I think I'll roll this with the second d4, just to see if it's positive or negative. Or maybe just if I roll a 4. No, I roll it anyway because I need some luck here. I am breaking one weapon after the other, and I'm losing hit points, and I'm actually in danger now. And I think I don't know. I think I have to rest. So I think actually I'll go back to the lower gatehouse where I just won the battle. I'll see if I can find a place to rest. So I think I did find the exit though. So going back, I would roll on a d4, but then to find the exit again, I would have to roll a 4 again, because I would maybe get lost in the lower gatehouse. Well, actually, the lower gatehouse. How big is a gatehouse? Looks big. Well, I'm gonna ask the oracle now. Is there a house or a building where I might find a place to rest? And I think it's likely. And the chaos factor is 3. So 35, that's not a lot. Let's find a safe place. Okay, 82. 88 is the extreme no, but it's a normal no. No, there's not a place to rest. That's a bit weird, isn't it? But I'll interpret it as there is a place to rest, but there might be an encounter, or there might be enemies there. Okay, I'm a bit stuck right now because I'm not sure what to do. I'm looking at these. That's like cheating. I think I'll see if there's I think actually, because I also wrote camp survival horror, because I'm out of luck, I'm out of hit points, and I'm trying to find a place to rest. That's like being in a survival horror game, right? So I think it's like I have to treat it like some kind of dungeon crawling. But then there has to be some kind of house, building. Okay, so I can't see a place to rest at this location, at the heavy gates. So I'll have to go somewhere else. So I find an alley and walk through it and see where I end up. And I end up at some barricaded passage, a narrow corridor blocked by stacked debris. Crawling through the wreckage might disturb whatever lies behind it. Okay, so obviously I'm not going to crawl through it right away. But is there some house here? I don't need to ask the oracle if there's houses. I'm in a town, so there are houses. I'm just walking into one of them. And I think I'm saying a lot of I think. And that is not a lie, it's because I'm thinking. because I'm trying to solve this problem, and I guess it's a part of playing. It's solving the systematic problem here. So why doesn't this have building? Because building is not in delving, building, and no, the building table is in the, not the downtime, but it's in the warfare section of Knave. Okay, so I think I'll roll on the street detail. So what's in the street? Thugs. Oh no. And buildings. 18. Candle maker. Okay, so I see this old storefront with some kind of banner with a candle on it. And it says candles. Let's have a name. No, that's way too far. Downtime, it is mail names. Well, mail. Coin, coin. So is it a male name? No, it's a female name. 56. Jacket. Jackets, candles. And then I'm seeing some thugs up the street, but I'm gonna sneak into the candle shop. And then I'll roll for the GM with the hazard die. Burn. If I had a torch, it would burn out now, but I don't actually, because it's not that dark. It's just gray, and it's a dark day, but it's not night time. Okay, so I walk into this place. And what is in here? How do I'll make a camp in this candle shop. I already defined the place, right? Okay, let's just roll this. An NPC, interesting. Okay, so I also wrote on my post-it test scene. I always forget to test the scene. So this is a new scene. I walk through the alley. I get to the debris and the barricaded passage. I see the thugs on the other side, so I'm not crawling through. And I see the candle maker shop, the Jaquette's candles. And I walk into that and I meet a person. Now I have an expectation that I will actually meet. My expectation is to meet a new NPC, not one of the ones I know already. Also because one of the NPCs is actually Bart Taylor, whom I added to the NPC list. And by the way, I have the glue now, so I can finish this character, this NPC character, the hireling. So I put the hireling on the NPC list, and it would be strange to meet him in this house, right? I would just re-roll it, of course. But so, testing the scene. So I'm gonna get my tables. Oh yeah, actually, the relative building size table. Let's see how big this candlemaker shop is. It's smaller than normal, so it's just a small, cozy candlemaker shop. At least it was before this town went to hell, right? So, testing the expected scene. Roll 1d10 and compare to the chaos factor. The chaos factor is 3. 1. Oh. Roll over, no. And then it's odd, roll odd within chaos factor. Okay, altered scene. And then I wrote, I have to use the scene adjustment table. So what I expect to meet a new NPC, it will happen, but the scene will be slightly adjusted. And then I'll take the scene adjustment table. 5. Remove an object. What does that mean? Does it mean to remove one of my objects? Or what? Not random event. No. So I can't look it up in some kind of in the back of the book. Well, okay. I just have to look in the index in the beginning of the book. Okay, random events, scene, fate questions, no. Altered scenes, 67. Okay, altered scenes. If your expected scene becomes an altered scene, then the scene begins in the next most expected way. As your mythic heard your idea and said, let's try something else instead. The altered scene may be nearly identical to the expected scene, except for one detail, or it may be quite different, but it must make sense for it to happen instead of the expected scene. Okay. The next expectation, a tweak. Remove an object. Remove a significant object in your expected scene, choosing whichever object makes the most sense. For the Roman example, maybe the PC and his companion enter the castle only for their torches to run out of fuel and got her out. Wow, that's interesting. So what object is part of my expectation here? I think I'll walk into a candle shop, not with a lot of candles because they went off when this town went to shit. I think the candle maker, Jacquette, took all her candles and traveled to another place. So I'm imagining the candle shop as empty. I'm expecting there to be furniture, but maybe it's one of my objects. What objects do I have then, actually? Rusted sword, bear trap, stuff like that. I have my armor and my weapon and stuff. This is difficult. What about my man Bart Taylor? He only has rations. Is it boring to just take rations? I think I'll just do it then. The boring choice, since I'm a beginner in Mythic. Well, I'm walking into the candle shop and Bart is right behind me, and he just he knocks on my shoulder. What do you call this? Knocking on the shoulder? No, I don't know. Anyway, he says, "Look, we lost our rations out there." And I look behind me and I see the ration pouches. Actually, just my ration pouch. lies on the cobblestone out there on the street, and rats are eating everything inside it. So I lost all my rations. I could have randomized what I lost, but it would have been strange to lose my helmet or my mail shirt while wearing them, right? So, alrighty. Oh shit, I lost my rations. Don't worry, I still got 2 rations, so it's enough for us to take a rest and have a meal now. We just have to be quiet because of all the thugs on the bridge. No, not on the bridge. The thugs up the street. And then oh yeah, I forgot the NPC. We stumbled into an NPC. A new NPC, which is interesting. Maybe just to stay in the Dark Souls world. And I do have NPCs on some of these mapless dungeons, but I don't want to use them right away. Or is there an NPC? Burning Remnants, a Scorched Knight. No, it's Lost Wanderer. A hollow figure muttering incoherently. No, lashes out. No, that's not a nice NPC. So let's see the Dark Souls book. So it's got character classes. And I wonder if it has something about NPCs. Nameless King, no. I guess trad games like these don't have random tables with NPC creation. Okay, that's strange. It has a chapter called NPCs. Why doesn't it show up in the index behind, in the back of the book? Well, 229. Let's see what it says. Encounters. Oh. These are actually some nice encounter tables. Okay, I take back what I said about trad games. Sorry. NPCs. The nickname. Oh, this is cool. So it's, and I'm gonna add it to the NPC list right away, so I don't forget the name. So this is Oathbound. And his name is, oops. His or her name is Jealous. Jealous. And Oathbound, how? And the title is Night of the Lost. Jealous. Night of the Lost. Okay, so I meet this woman called Jealous. Just as we're talking about the ration being eaten by rats on the street. Let's see here. We hear this voice of a woman. One quirk, chews their nails constantly. Who are you? She says. And we see a woman standing there in armor, like a knight, and she's chewing her nails constantly. So every time she's not speaking, her fingers are in her mouth as she's chewing on her nails. She's wearing a silver necklace. And we look at her, surprised. Say, who are you? No, I asked, who are you, since you walk into my candle shop? So this is your shop, huh? No, this is the shop of my Sister, Jacquette, I am jealous. But Jacquette escaped long ago. She's not a knight like me. But I'm using this as my safe spot. But why did you just walk into my shop? I see you're not hollows like all the others. So what do you want? Well, I'm looking for a guy called Mardin. He has stolen something from my employer. I'm employed to get the thing back. And what might that thing be? Well, I guess I can trust you. You didn't kill us right away. It's a book. It's a book of protection. My employer needs it to protect her house and collection. And she's paying well. So, if you want to be helpful, she might pay you as well. This is not a shopping street. Money is not important here anymore. The marketplace has long gone. The shops have long been closed. So what are you doing here then? What is she doing here? Let's see. It's got side quests as well. 3. Find out what was scrawled on the trunk of a withered tree. I'm looking for a withered tree. There's supposed to be written something on it, on the trunk of the withered tree, which is important to me, and important to this forgotten town. Maybe it can restore the lost city of Town Burg. Well, if you help me, I'll help you. We need a place to rest. I've been in a battle with with 4 of those damn hollows out there. They just attacked me. I need a place to rest and to get a grip. I still have a headache. You can stay here, of course, but don't try anything or I'll cut your head off. That's the way of the lost city. Okay. So, I'm gonna write this side quest. This was so cool. I generated an NPC from Dark Souls, from actual Dark Souls. That's cool. So, I'll put it on the thread list to find out what was scrawled on the... Well, that's... I just said what was scrawled on the trunk of a withered tree. The withered tree. Okay. And that was, I'm gonna do some kind of connection so I can see who gave me that quest, right? Good. So we sit by the fireside this evening. We look at our gear. Do I need to repair something? I can repair stuff, I think. I'll ask Jealous. Yeah, I'll ask Jealous. Well, do you know this, Mardin? Have you seen a strange guy? And I explain how he looks and ask her if she's seen him recently. And I think Jealous has been keeping an eye out for everything in this town. She's near the gatehouse, so she might have seen people coming into town. So I think is it likely or is it very likely? I think it's just likely, because we are down in LA, so it's not very likely. So 35. 94, extreme no. She hasn't been seen anyone entering town for a long time now, so okay. I'm not getting closer to this guy. Well, so I'm resting now. So I get all my hit points back, I think. Let's see. Damage healing. HP fully heals each morning after 2 watches of sleep and a meal the night before. Okay, so we actually eat the rest of his rations. So now he has no rations. Okay, we have no food left. Can we maybe buy some food from her? No. There's not much food here. You will have to find it yourself. But we rest and we sleep for the night. And that was one scene. Great. Okay. And this was on Town Burg. The previous scene was Town Burg Gatehouse. Gatehouse. Where I rolled a 4 and a 1. And this was barricaded passage. It was 2 point. And I didn't roll an encounter. So I'm just at the barricaded passage and at the candle shop. Jackets, candle shop. Jackets, candles. Found candle shop. The thugs down the street. Met Jealous, the Brave Knight, no, Knight of the Lost. And slept. New side quest. Nothing dramatic happened, so I think that, yeah, actually my chaos factor was down to 2. Well, it's down to 2 now. Was it already an entire scene? I guess so. Okay. So what do I expect of the next scene? I think I'll wake up and I will leave the candle store again and go back to the heavy iron gate and go through it to the next place, to the stone bridge. Am I supposed to test that scene now? I guess so. Actually, you're not supposed to test every scene. And because I just did it, I'll wait a bit for that. But I'll wait a little. I'll just go to the next place. Whoops, this needs some glue. Okay. So, scene number 10. I'll go back to back to 4, the heavy iron gate. And I already determined it goes to the stone bridge with the collapsed. No, wait. Oh yeah, let's go to the stone bridge. Stone bridge. And now let's see what happens here. Now it's mapless dungeon time again. 1. Collapsed edge. A section of the bridge has crumbled, requiring a careful leap to cross. The depths below seem endless. Okay, so I'm standing at this, like the wind howls and there's a scent of decay on this narrow old stone bridge, and then there's a gap that I have to jump, requiring a careful leap to cross. Now that's actually simple enough. Hey, I got a bridge. Well, that was a wooden bridge. Maybe there's a stone bridge in here. The dungeon craft. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time looking for a stone bridge, but what if I just found one right away? I might. No, it's a lot of nature places. Like here's the bridge, then it's just a wooden bridge. Stairs. A lot of dungeon rooms and stuff. And not a lot of bridges. This might do. I know it's a corridor, but what the heck. Let's put this away. Okay. Now I actually got this new bag for stuff whenever I go down to the basement to play, so I don't forget stuff upstairs, like this scissor. This scissor or these scissors, are they in plural form, like glasses? Although it's just one object, I don't know. It's in Danish it would be one scissor. I'm not sure. Okay, so this bridge is not that narrow. This would be like 10 feet wide. That's actually a lot. But what the heck? Maybe we won't even use it, who knows. So what's the encounter? 4. A black knight. A lone, imposing knight blocks the way, its dark armor glinting faintly in the dim light. I think in the Dark Souls lore, the Black Knights are actually Silver Knights who stayed behind, stayed in the castle and fought, and therefore they all got burned and are now Black Knights. So it's this tall guy, like more than 2 meters tall, just standing there, imposing, just like they do in Dark Souls. So he's standing there. Let's find a black. Actually, this is not... It's not nearly big enough, but it's what I have right now. Okay, so he's just standing there. What the heck? And we walk carefully to the bridge. And what are we gonna do? Because there's a... there's also a chasm. Like this? No. I don't know. Well, there's a collapsed edge where there's a section where it's broken, so it doesn't go all the way across. What am I gonna do? The knight is not attacking me. I'm out of his viewing range, I guess, because it says he's just standing there. Does he see me? I think it's... I think he has seen me, but he knows there's this hole in the bridge. There's a collapsed part of the bridge, so he doesn't just run towards me. Maybe I could try to get him to fall into this hole. I think that might be a strategy. I just need a little piece of paper. So this is like chasm. Yeah, that would be my strategy, I think. To jump across, get him to run towards me, and then run to the other side of him, try to push him down. Obviously, Bart stays behind. He doesn't want to fight. So this is me against the knight. And right now, I don't know how strong he is, and I won't look at the stats yet, because I don't know. Inside the fiction, I do not know. Okay, so I'll jump, and I think the jump is planned, and I'm not in a hurry, so I think it's easy. So I think it's at +5 to my dex, and I have +2, so it's +7, and the difficulty is 16. Okay, +7, so 17. Okay, just barely I make it across to the other side, and I really expect this guy to run towards me. I won't ask the fate chart, because it would be like, if I said likely, it would still be very unlikely, because the chaos factor is so low. Maybe it's certain. Maybe I'm actually certain, and the chaos factor is 2, so that would be 65. Does he run towards me? 83. No. He's still just standing there. That's interesting. Okay. But I think, okay, but if I go further towards him, he will start running up to me. So now I'm doing, well, I'm not doing initiative, because I can just stay out of this battle still. Do I want to do something else maybe? Do I have, shit, I think I left my rope at home. I could have thrown a hook and a rope at him. Hey, I got a bear trap. Yeah. Okay, so this knight doesn't seem very intelligent. He's obviously some kind of undead. I figure, because I just fought a lot of undead and it smells like death in this entire town. So I'm putting down a bear trap right here in front of me. And then I'm going beside the bear trap towards him. And now we got initiative. And I think I have an advantage here because I'm ready and, well, he's also standing ready. So let's see who's... And I don't know when he is going to react and when he is going towards me. So there's some kind of reaction involved here, some kind of reflexes. So it might just be initiative. So that's charisma versus charisma. So my charisma is 0. I rolled a 6. And now I'm gonna find his stats. Oh. Okay, so this hasn't got the Black Knight. Forgotten Knight. Spectral Warrior. No, it's not the same. Okay. Well, the Black Knight is not here. So the AI didn't pick that up from its own creation. It's not that genius all the time, actually. I'm just gonna find the Black Knight in the Dark Souls book. That's way cooler anyway. And then I'm going to create it as a monster. I'm gonna look at the index. Glossary, no, not glossary. What do you call it? Do you call it the index? No, the index is in the front of the book. Ah, yeah, the index. It's called the index. Great. Black dragon, blah blah. Calamite, beasts. No, it's not in the first book. Maybe it's in the Tome of Journeys. Balder Knight, Butcher. No. Maybe in the last book, the Tome of Strange Beings. Black Knight, 63. So this is the Black Knight who's standing on the bridge, imposing. Once the proud knights of Gwyn, Lord of Cinder, these warriors were shining silver armor. However, in the ancient wars against the demons of chaos, their armor was charred black by the demons' all-consuming flame. Okay. Right now I'm just thinking, I'm not sure I have a lot of space left on my SD card for this camera. So I'm getting a bit nervous. I have to look at it. Okay, so I'll take a card. I bought these blank playing cards. Normally I wouldn't use them because I thought they're so nice, but if I never use them, they just stay in the package, and I've had them in the package for like 2 or 3 years, so that's stupid. But I'll take the Sharpie and write Black Knight. Okay, but I need a draft, so I'm gonna change stuff, I know that. So first of all, I got to find his level. It says here its challenge is 10. Does it mean level 10? Man, I don't know the 5E rules. So my SD was full. I don't know exactly when, but what I came from was that I'm creating a draft now for the Black Knight. Black Knight, and oops, I'm not sure about his level. I think he's level 10 because it says challenge 10. And I think his stats might just be these D&D stats and then subtracted 11 subtracted from that. So his strength would be actually 11. That's terrible. His dex would be 0. His con would be 9. His intelligence would be 0. His wisdom 0. And his charisma 4. You can't just do that because charisma in this game is not the same as in Knave. Because just this example, you use charisma for initiative and you would normally use dex in other games. And actually it's got initiative here. Initiative DC always acts first. Well, I'm just gonna call him level 10. So he's got plus 10 in everything. That's crazy. He's a bit slow though, 30 feet. And what about his attacks? Multi-attack. The Black Knight makes 3 melee attacks. Plus 10 to hit. Oh man. And that's just a shield bash. His longsword or great sword, axe. Oh, which weapon does he have? Longsword, great sword, axe, halberd, or great axe. That's a D5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 2. He's got a great sword. Which is a D8. Actually, it's more than a D8. It's two-handed, plus 10 to hit, plus 10 to hit, 10 feet range. It's very long. It hits one target and it hits with 4d10. That's way too much. But I'd say 1d10 because it's massive. And it's slashing damage. And unfortunately, it says he always acts first. Well, how many hit points does he have? Way too many, I think. According to this, he's got 178. That's way too much. But he's got... I'll just look in the bestiary. Does it have a Black Knight? No. Death Knight, maybe? No. Just a knight? He's not a normal knight, though. But hit points. The amount of damage a monster can take before death. It can be found by multiplying the monster's level by 4, or by rolling a number of d8s equal to its level. I'll multiply it by 4. So it's level 10, it's got 40 HP. Okay. Now I made this card, I'm not gonna finish it. because I just want to get rolling. And he acts first. I'm very surprised by that. I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that he always acts first. So he just suddenly, out of nowhere, he's just like standing like almost like a statue, but still not that rigid and not. He's moving a little bit, so I knew he was alive. I knew he wasn't just a statue. But suddenly he springs to life and runs across the bridge towards me. And he hits me. Plus 10. 18. That's 28. So that's damage and a free maneuver. So I receive 1d10 damage. 4 damage. Not good. Down to 9 hit points. And I get knocked prone. Or am I getting pushed back or knocked prone? I think that's a matter of physical resistance. Constitution? No, I think it's strength. Plus 3, that's 15. I don't think it's a success because it would be 16. So I get knocked prone. So I'm lying there on the bridge, the crumpled bridge, and this knight is just towering in front of me. And now it's my turn. I get up. That's one action. And I have one single movement. And I'll just jump across this chasm because that's way too dangerous. Dexterity. And I'm in a hurry. So that's just normal dexterity. Plus 2. 16. Oh, phew. That was tight. 18. So I jump back. Oh, out of breath. And the knight is just standing here. Does he walk into the trap? The bear trap? Well, he's not very dexterous. So he might actually be a bit slow and not react. I think it's 50-50. He's got an armor class of plate mail 18. I'll just treat it as an attack. The bear trap attacks him. 6. Or was that the wrong way to do it? I think it's 50-50 that he walks into it, but it's chaos factor 2, so it's only 15. Okay, certainly not. Extreme no, he just walks. He sees it and walks around it, and then he walks back to a spot and then he's just standing there again. Okay. So I lost my bear trap and my dignity. What am I gonna do? I can't possibly push this big black knight down the chasm. I think I'll have to go somewhere else. So but I have to get through this. Otherwise I can't venture on to the next location. And he's always initiative first, but he's not necessarily fast. He doesn't have a lot of dex. So I might run past him. And then he would follow me. Oh, this is difficult. I don't have any cool weapons or anything. I got my rusted sword, that's it. I don't have any arrows or nothing. I could go back to the other area. Well, I think I'm gonna run past him, right? That's what you learn when you play Dark Souls. You can run past enemies, and at some point they won't follow you anymore. So I'm jumping across, and I have an advantage, so that's +7. Okay, jump past. I pick up my bear trap. I'm keeping that, yes please. And obviously Bart is with me because I'm leading the way, and we'll plan this run. But he's still got first initiative. No, this is suicide. He might kill me with the next blow. Well, I'm gonna do it. Okay, so I'm spending both actions using movement. So I'll use my movement, and then I'm using one more movement as my action. And he gets a hit on me. So I run to this point, and he runs towards me, and he attacks me. +10. He hits. Oh shit! He hits with a maneuver, free maneuver, 4. Okay, so I'm down to 5 hit points, and I'm gonna do a strength test. +3. That's not enough. Okay, I'm prone again. Ugh. Okay, and he's towering here. So now it's my turn. I get to my feet, and I run. That was one action, and then I'm running past him. That's my only action. So I got past him, and I'm running to the next area. I think he'll follow me, but let's see where I'm getting now. So I'm rolling a d4 for the next location on this stupid stone bridge. 3. Shattered pylon. A massive stone pylon, cracked in 2, leans dangerously across the path. Okay, so I'm getting to this new area of the bridge. The knight is behind me. I'm running here with Bart. And what is actually a pylon? I'll have to Google it. Just a second. Stone pylon. Okay, so it's like a pillar. So this shattered pillar, massive stone pillar, cracked in 2, leans dangerously across the path. Hey, I got this. It leans. It hasn't fallen, but it's like leaning dangerously. Okay, I think I'm gonna run under it because the Black Knight won't be able to pass through. So through this hole, Bart. And it's dangerous. I have to take that seriously. And I have to roll an encounter as well. 4. Another Black Knight. Oh no, man. There's 2 of those. They normally only exist 1 at a time. So so just as I run through this gap, I see another Black Knight. Okay. And that was my turn. So now it's their turn. Obviously my movement was 1 normal movement. I'm not counting inches now, but I have 40 movement, and this Black Knight only has 30, so he doesn't catch up actually. But the next one is standing on the other side of this pylon. He can't come through, so he can't actually do anything. He might just hit the pylon. What weapon does he have? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 4. He has a halberd. So he's standing there with his halberd. What does a halberd do? It's got a range of 10 as well. He might actually just stick it through this gap. No, that's way too mean. But he's just standing there. Okay, so it's my turn. Can I get past him? I think that's a dex test. I'm gonna like slide under this pylon and slide through just next to him and try to get out of his reach as fast as I can. That's the dex. It's like dodging. So it's at 16 and I got a +2. Okay, 13. I get through the chasm and the other knight can't follow me. But the other knight is blocking the way. And now it's his turn. He's attacking me. +10. 1! Ha 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 ha! His big halberd. He's pointing his big halberd towards me and he hits the pylon instead. So the halberd is broken now. He has no weapon. And this is my cue to just push, to just run away. Run past him. With both my actions, with my movement and my one action, and I get to the next place. And what's the next place? It's 2, a scorched battlement. The remnants of an old defense post. A charred ballista stands useless, and shattered arrows litter the floor. Do I have to roll? Do I have to add a monster to every place? That's just mean. I think I'll just roll this instead. There's a monster. Okay. Not cool. Draconic shadow. A massive winged silhouette passes overhead, shaking the bridge with its roar. That's okay. So this shadow dragon or whatever, a big winged silhouette of a creature, passes just over the bridge at the scorched battlement at the end of the bridge. I'm on the other side of the bridge now. And it just it flies over me shrieking. And everything shakes. The bridge is shaking. Does it destroy the bridge? I think it's unlikely. So it's unlikely, and chaos factor of 2, I would have to roll under 10. I don't know. The bridge is shaking, but it's not breaking. But now I'm here on the other side. I'm at the scorched battlement, an old defense post. This is seriously difficult. I have no idea what I'm gonna do now. I think I'm going to... I don't think the Black Knight is following me because they have a short range. I determined that before with the other one, and he doesn't have a weapon, so I think he didn't follow me that far. I ran the rest of the bridge until I got to this battlement, and there I'm going to see if I can find something else. And I think I'm going to stop for today. That was exciting, very interesting, very, very dangerous. Met new NPC and I met some Black Knights and I can't really go back. So I got way too far into this dark Town Burg. And let's see what happens next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks a lot, actually. Goodbye.